Hello and welcome. Live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. You're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu, and today our focus will be on the southern region. We start off in Akwa Ibom State, where Governor Ibom Air has reaffirmed his commitment to keeping the APC united, promising continued sacrifices to preserve stability within the fold. He made the comments at the party's state congress, which elected new executives led by Obong Ntuekpo as chairman.
Against the backdrop of renewed political realignment where party unity often defines electoral strength, leaders of the All Progressives Congress in Akwa Ibom State are projecting a message of peace, inclusion, and consolidation.
Across all the length and breadth of the party.
Akwa Ibom State Governor Omoina acknowledges concern arising from the reconstitution of the State Executive Council, assuring affected members that the process was not about exclusion, but about strengthening the party structure for greater effectiveness.
This party today is one united party without any segregation, and there is no aborigine or newcomer. With this new Congress that has taken effect today, we are all fully members of the All Progressive Congress in Akwa Ibom State.
On his part, Senate President Godswill Akpabio describes the peaceful conduct of the exercise as unprecedented. He credits the atmosphere of harmony to Governor Eno's leadership style, noting that politics should be driven by development and collective progress, not division.
Politics is supposed to be something that should bring joy and development and progress to the people. Nobody should go into politics with the aim of going to harm others, with the aim of going to kill and maim. You go to politics with the aim of bringing about dividends of democracy to your people and ensuring their development and progress.
In his acceptance speech, the newly elected APC chairman for Akwa Ibom State, Obong Ntuekpo, promises to deepen internal democracy, strengthen discipline among members, and expand opportunities for youth and women participation in party leadership.
As I accept this mandate, I pledge transparency, accessibility, and tireless service. I will lead with fairness. I will listen more. I will work harder. And by the grace of God, we shall achieve greater milestones in the years ahead.
With renewed pledges of unity and inclusion, party leaders say the focus now shifts to building a stronger structure capable of delivering development and political success in the state.
Staying with the APC Congress, the Delta State chapter of the APC has elected Chief Solomon Areyeka as its new state chairman at a peaceful and well-attended congress held at the Cenotaph in Asaba. Chief Arekoya emerged by consensus alongside other members of the state working committee, including Elder Moses Ide as deputy chairman and Chief Ife Uko as state secretary, among others. The election followed the dissolution of the outgoing executive led by Elder Omeni Shobotie, a move unanimously adopted by delegates.
Venue of the APC Congress in Delta State is transformed into a sea of party colors and banners as delegates arrive from the 270 wards and 25 local government areas of the state.
Please, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Anticipation peaks as Governor Sheriff Oborewori arrives the arena and exchanges greetings with other delegates.
His Excellency, the Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Francis
The State Congress marks the final stage of an internal democratic process, which began at the ward level and progressed through the local government before culminating in the state gathering, which produces executives who will mobilize members ahead of the 2027 general elections. The affirmation of the new state executive is conducted through a consensus arrangement.
Those in favor of these candidates should show by saying yes. Those in favor should say yes. Yes. Those against should say no. Those against should say no. And the power conferred on this Congress committee, as represented by the chairman, Engineer Vita Abba, FLSC, I hereby declare them elected and they stand elected.
Moments after his emergence, the newly elected state chairman pledges to build on the unity.
Assurance to all of you that we shall always strive to ensure the unity and progress of our party. As many of you here will testify, I have been consistent in my political journey as a consensus builder and staunch party loyalist. Together with my colleagues in the executive, we shall continually uphold the values that our great party, the APC, holds dear. Values of hard work, integrity, consistency, transparency, and teamwork. We wholeheartedly commit to be strategic in our planning and creative in the execution of those plans.
Governor Oboiwere urges the new executives to ensure that the party soars at the elections.
We must secure total victories for our candidates at every level. The presidency, the Senate, the House of Rep, the governorship, and the state House of Assembly. It must be a clean sweep. By mobilizing effectively at the grassroots, strengthening our structures, and speaking with one voice, we will deliver massive moves for Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu this year and all APC candidates in 2027.
With new leaders now entrusted with the party's affairs, the Delta State chapter of the APC says it is moving forward united, confident that the spirit of consensus displayed in Asaba will translate into greater success in the years ahead.
Across the Niger Delta, women have long played vital roles in their communities as mothers, professionals and leaders. Now many are pushing for a stronger voice in governance and development. At the Niger Delta Women Conference 2026, stakeholders gathered to discuss how women can take a more active role in shaping the future of the region and the country.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Women leaders, policymakers and advocates from across the Niger Delta converge on Yenagoa, the Bayelsa state capital, for the Niger Delta Women Conference 2026, a platform that encourages women to participate more actively in governance, peace building and regional development. Speakers and participants alike are in agreement that education, dialogue and inclusive leadership remain critical tools for advancing women's involvement in the sustainable development of the oil-rich region.
As women, wherever you are, you contribute, participate and contribute intelligently, constructively, positively for the development of this region.
To my dear sisters, we are here to share thoughts and align ourselves with the progress of our nation. But let us speak as mothers. Let us speak with one voice. This is why we must rally behind the bill for special seats for women.
The conversation, however, revealed differing perspectives on how best to achieve gender inclusion in political leadership.
First and foremost, let us address the foundational issues that are pulling down our women from participating in politics, from rising in their various professions. Here in Bayelsa, we have women who are professors, who are doctors, who are engineers, who are lawyers. So who said that it is only when you now begin to give a special seat that women can rise? That is another form of oppression.
Others believe that sustained advocacy and awareness will expand leadership opportunities for women.
I want to believe that as we rise from this conference, women will be sensitized and motivated enough to, take the bull by the horn.
Organizers of the conference, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, say the initiative is part of broader efforts to strengthen women's voices in shaping the region's political and economic future.
The idea of this conference is for us to call a new consciousness for greater participation of Niger Delta women in governance and leadership, both in our region and at national level.
As conversations around gender inclusion continue across Nigeria, participants believe that empowering women politically and economically remains key to building stronger communities and sustainable development across the Niger Delta region.
Edo State's Governor Monday Okwabolo's vow to provide vehicles for Ibom Polytechnic in Edo State has been fulfilled less than a week after it was made. Our correspondent Jessica Ologboshere reports that the handover took place recently at the State Ministry of Education hub in Benin City, where top management of Ibom Polytechnic and student union leaders gathered to receive 2 brand new buses.
2 buses, brand new ones.
One of the highlights during the commissioning of internal roads constructed by the NDDC for Edo State Polytechnic Use was Governor Monday Okwabolo's promise to provide vehicles for the school. Less than a week later, the promise is fulfilled. Top management of the school and student union government are the Ministry of Education hub, Yaro, Benin City, to receive the branded buses. The Commissioner for Education and the Commissioner for Budget explained the government's reasons for the gesture.
In our budget, Edo State budget, he provided for everything you are seeing today. This is not the first time, this is the second time. The very first budget that he did was increased because he knows that education is the bedrock of every society.
From the employment of teachers to the training of teachers, as earlier mentioned by the Commissioner for Budget, to infrastructure, to road construction, to construction of lecture theaters, and now buses. So we don't even know what is next, but we know that it's in the positive light.
The school's management and student representatives welcomed the vehicles as a long-awaited relief.
On behalf of the management of the school, we want to say thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Thank you, Mr. Governor, and we promise to also make good use of this facility given to the school.
The student community of Edo State Polytechnic appreciates him for he has come to ease the medium at which we transport to our various facilities in our school, go for convention in the state and in the nation at large, and so many more.
The state government has assured students and parents that it will continue to launch more programs and projects for schools with an unwavering focus on education development. Jessica Ologboshere, Channels Television News.
You're watching Newsroom series live on Channels Television. Still ahead, right after this break, we head over to River State, where residents are being urged to utilize the Orderly Cancer Center. That's and more when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back. The River State Ministry of Health is urging residents of the states to take full advantage of services at the Dr. Peter Orderly Cancer and Cardiovascular Diagnostic and Treatment Center. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry made the appeal during a sensitization walk and free cancer screening exercise for more than 500 people to commemorate World Cancer Day 2026. Also speaking, the Chief Executive Officer of the hospital says the 65-bed state-of-the-art facility built by the immediate past administration is designed to cater to all categories of people, providing specialized and accessible healthcare services to residents.
Before, we used to travel to other states for diagnosis and for treatment. But now we have the center here. So we want to sensitize and create the awareness so that people will not start patronizing. It's not only cancer. This center is also for cardiovascular issues, things that have to do with the cardiovascular system. So today, as we're moving out, We are telling the whole state, in fact the whole world, that we have a center, that's a world-class center established here in Rivers State, that people should patronize them, to patronize it. They should come for screening, because it's through the screening it starts dictating. Early detection is key. If we detect it early, it could be fully treated. So if we come for screening, it will be detected early, and then treatment will be very meaningful.
We are assuring that we are serving the community in the best way by offering free screening to the community and doing a walk to fight cancer all together. It's a 65 total bed space based on 3 main pillars: oncology and advanced oncology surgery, cardiovascular, including cardiosurgery, and kidney transplant and nephrology.
The Cross River State government has reaffirmed its commitment to energy security and sustainable growth at the Energy Cross River Conference and Exhibition 2026. Speaking at the summit, Governor Basio II, represented by Deputy Governor Peter Ode, described the event as a strategic platform to turn the state's energy ambitions into tangible outcomes. He emphasized that reliable electricity is central to inclusive development and industrial growth.
Blessed with abundant hydro, solar, wind, and gas resources, much of Cross River's energy potential remains untapped, leaving thousands of rural and peri-urban communities without reliable water. This summit on energy, put together by the state government, brings together policymakers, investors, financiers, and technical experts to promote sustainable finance and accelerate practical energy solutions. While the quest for sufficient electricity remains a major challenge for many state governments, the Basio II administration places energy security at the center of its growth agenda, constantly pursuing practical solutions to ensure all residents enjoy reliable and affordable electricity.
I need to ensure that food and energy security are achievable milestones of this present administration. This conference is therefore one of the 2 targeted at delivering on the energy infrastructure. On the part of the state government, there are points to create a friendlier investment environment which will not only motivate the investor to break even, but to also make profit and expand their investment portfolio. The investment cost of Cross River State is therefore clear. For one, and to launch and jointly improve the livelihood of our people by developing access and affordable energy infrastructure.
The State Commissioner for Power, Eka Williams, notes that the state has abundant sunlight, flowing rivers, strong wind corridors, and solid mineral deposits. The challenge, though, remains access to strategic and sustainable financing.
It's expected that strategic management concepts, including strategic innovations, resource allocations, and strategic talent hub, will foster the sustainability finance in the energy sector in Cross River State. This process involves more than just contract execution. His Excellency, the goal entails constructing energy systems for protection against potential risks while maintaining financial viability and supporting diverse community needs. The project includes but not limited to falling solar mini grids, hydro, wind, biomass, geothermal power plants, and other sources.
There are a lot of rescues that came here. As I speak to you, people are rushing to Cross River State to try to see how they could build mini grids in the unserved and underserved communities. And we're making it very easy for that. Providing land, we're even giving 5 years of tax-free holiday for rescues that are willing, to build farms here, like mini grids and all of that. So we're working very hard to ensure that Cross Riverians have very good level of energy accessibility.
The Energy Cross River Conference and Exhibition, graced by representatives of the Vice President and other dignitaries, is more than a dialogue. It's a strategic push to overcome long-standing sector challenges, expand electricity access, and position Cross River as a clean energy hub in Nigeria and West Africa.
The rhythm of the tides in Kono Opobo is being replaced by the stench of crude and the shadow of fear. Local fishermen and youth leaders are sounding the alarm over rampant illegal oil bunkering and a dying ecosystem. Our River State correspondent, Deborah Miefe-Beresima, reports on a community fighting for its life.
The Kono Opobo waterways, spanning Kana and Opobo Koro in River State, once a thriving fishing route, now face serious threats from suspected illegal oil bunkering. Fishermen report frequent incursions by unidentified boats, intimidation, and the seizure of property. Oil spills and contaminated waters, they say, have drastically reduced fish catches, making fishing increasingly difficult.
They bunker the waters as they worry. That makes no fish catching the fish. As they see, all the net does spoil. As they come, there are small fish here they catch. Sometimes they catch big fish, and now they catch big fish again. I never see these people with patrol people there for water.
What is going on?
Youth leaders say the waterways, especially the Atlantic entrance into Kono Opobo, remain highly vulnerable. They criticize limited federal attention and urge President Bola Tinubu and the National Security Advisor to strengthen security as done elsewhere in the Niger Delta.
And we'll take you around to see where this river is connected and how porous it is because of lack of security to secure our waterways. And as a result of that, bunkering activity is happening here in a daily basis. And our people can no longer go to fishing as a result of that bunkering activity going on. And so we are calling on the federal government, just as they have done in other parts of Niger Delta, they should as well bring in security services, personnel that will operate in this river to protect our people and also protect our waterways.
They also call for swift Nigerian Navy deployment to safeguard the river, curb illegal bunkering, and protect residents' livelihoods.
For almost 5 to 10 kilometers, you couldn't see even one patrol security gunboat that is patrolling the waterways in order to cope the activities of these smugglers, these oil bunkers. And if you look down to the other creek that moved from Caribbean into the Ogoni that transcend to the Andoni area, you can also see within the next 5-7 kilometers we have checked from that distance, you can't even find any patrol gunboat, either of the Navy or of any of the private security companies such as Tantita and the other patrol force like that. You can't find any of them in this prison.
Locals warn that without immediate coordinated intervention, ongoing bunkering and pollution could devastate fishing, harm the ecosystem, and deepen economic hardship in Kono Opobo. Deborah Miefe-Beresima, Channels Television News.
Ibom Air has begun full implementation of the latest safety directive issued by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority restricting the carriage and in-flight storage of power banks, reaffirming its commitment to the safety of passengers and crew. The implementation of the new safety protocols on the restrictions of carriage of power banks and similar gadgets was contained in a statement by the Manager, Marketing and Communications of Ibom Air Company on Tuesday in Uyo. According to the statement, open quote, the new directive, aligned with global aviation safety standards, prohibits passengers from placing power banks in overhead luggage compartments during flight services. It also stated that under the revised guidelines, power banks rated up to 100 watt-hours are permitted without restriction. Devices with capacities between 100 WH and 160 watts require prior approval from the airline before travel, while those exceeding 160 watts are strictly prohibited on board aircraft. And that's it on Newsroom Series. I'm Dominic Iwiu. Enjoy the rest of your day.